How's it going, everyone? This is Big J, aka EA NCAA JS, and I wanted to do these videos for all those NCAA fans who've been trying really hard to get the attention of the guys there at EA Sports, trying to let them know what we really want out of this game and what we're looking for. Because a lot of the times it seemed as though a lot of the players of this game just didn't feel that they were being listened to. So now I'm going to give them a little bit of a voice here, and hopefully this will definitely give EA Sports something to think about and give them a little bit more opportunity to continue to improve the game in the way that us, the fans, the players who have been purchasing this game for the last decade or so, really want. I'm going to do the top 10 gameplay wish list here to start off. I'll do my top 5 later on after I do both Dynasty, Road to Glory, and the others as well. But let's go ahead. We'll start off here and go on with the gameplay one. I want to let EA Sports know I did do the research. It's on your guys' form for the wish list of 2013. Obviously, 2013 is running right now, so we're looking for this to be in 2014. I excluded any of the improvements that I knew already exist in 2013, so we're talking now about 2014. So number 10 was mentioned 8 times. Having duplicate numbers is a big deal for us. If we separate the roster to an offense and a defense, like breaking a conference into divisions, this would give the ability for 1 through 99 for the offense and 1 through 99 on the defense would allow duplicate numbers. Most universities don't have just 70 players on their roster. They have up to 120, if not more, depending on the size of the program. So having duplicate numbers is a big thing. Number 9 was mentioned 9 times. We want better sideline reactions. If a halfback gets slammed out of bounds, I should see the players on the sidelines along with coaches, better rendering of them, close to the rendering that, if not exact to the rendering of the players on the field. We should also see them reacting to that bad hit. Should be questioning where's the flag, so on and so forth. These are examples, obviously, but they look horrendous as they stand, even in NCAA Football 13. Number 8 was mentioned 10 times. We want offense and defensive specific formation rosters. In other words, if we have a 4-2 defense, we should see strong side, weak side linebackers, not 2 outside linebackers or 2 middle linebackers. We need to be a little bit more specific in that way. Air raids, if we have an air raid program that we're running, should see a strong side and a weak side slot receiver. So that is a big deal. This will help us in our formation subs to make sure we're getting the right players on the field when we need to. All right, number 7 was mentioned 11 times. We want better player celebrations with teammates and opposing players. If a defensive end gets a sack and it's a 5 to 10 yard deep sack, I should see one of my defensive linemen come up and pat me on the helmet or something to that degree. If a receiver makes a great one-handed catch while falling backwards in the end zone, I should see the opposing player trying to say, no, he didn't catch it. But we don't see that. We see these preloaded videos. They're horrible. Let's get away from that. Let's put those in-game mocaps back in. That just seemed to look a lot better. Number 6 was mentioned 15 times. We want neutral site stadiums. Case in point would be Arkansas and LSU. When Arkansas is the home team, Arkansas doesn't play at their stadium. They play at Arkansas Memorial Stadium. So that's something else that we want. I definitely would like that idea. That gives us an opportunity for more bowl games. Obviously, number 5 is mentioned 18 times, and it's going to be better wide receiver and and cornerback reactions. I want to see a little bit of scrumming upfield. I want to see some positioning as they're traveling upfield. If a ball is going short, to the receiver should turn back and the corner should try to block him out. Don't see that. Would love to see that in the game. It would be a great addition. Number 4 was mentioned 20 times. More accurate rosters and ratings. The players need to play like they do in real life, or as close as you can possibly get them. Something that was mentioned several times in the forums was go to the spring games. You can tell from the spring games exactly where they're at now, and you can kind of guess how good of a progression they're going to get by the season. By the beginning of the season, no player is going to downgrade drastically. They're going to improve or stay about the same, if not drop 1 or 2 points. Okay, number 3 was mentioned 21 times. Bring back college game day. That could be something you can work with when it comes to the pregame stuff that you have now. You have the studio updates. That was a great addition, in my opinion. You can work game day back in at that point. Let's say you're Alabama, taking on Michigan. That should be the number 1 game, and the game day should be there. Number 2 was mentioned 32 times. We want better crowd AI, and we need them to be louder. I'll give you an example. I was playing as Florida Atlantic against Marshall in an exhibition game in a bowl game. I think it was the Music City Bowl. And my halfback got an open hole, swing to the right, and I got an open hole and ran 97 yards and scored the touchdown. The closest defender to me was a defensive end, and he was 15 yards behind me by the time I got to the 40-yard line, going towards the end zone. So the crowd didn't react. They should have been, at that point, realizing the gap was a large amount. They should have realized that. They should have been celebrating but it just didn't happen. I felt that I shouldn't have had to wait till I crossed the goal line before that reaction started happening. The crowd should have known that I was going to score that touchdown. Nobody was going to catch up with me. So a little bit of tuning, a little bit of adjusting on the crowd AI is definitely needed. But the number 1 thing that was mentioned 37 times, and I agree with this completely, is we want all FCS programs back. Bring back all the FCS football programs. I know that there's a limitation right now of 123 programs that you can have in the FBS side of things. We're tired of the FCS Southwest, tired of the CS East, and this, that, and the next thing. Bring back the FCS programs. Increase the number. Obviously, you're going to have your FCS and your FBS be 2 separate subdivisions. We get that. But what we're really looking for is the ability to bring up those FCS programs and really use that Dynasty Conference realignment that you brought in 2012 and really put it to good use. Ben Homler, I remember Ben Homler saying, it's like, you can now keep up with what goes on in real life. Well, the reality is because you only have the FBS programs and not the FCS programs. That's not a reality. Having those FCS programs is in regular gameplay will help out a lot, because I know there are quite a few programs, conferences in the FCS that are really good. The Big Sky, the Southland, the SWAC, the SoCon. All these programs that are in these conferences in FCS are really good programs and would make great additions to NCAA football. Again, you had it in the last generation. Need to put it back in this generation. All right, I just want to say thank you guys for viewing my video. You can put on a you can put on a comment. I'm great on comments, and like the status and subscribe. All right, guys. Next video coming up.